Today's reading from the Old Testament, Genesis chapter 48 verse 18 to chapter 50 verse 16. And Joseph says to his father, "Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn, set your right hand on his head." And his father refuses and says, "I have known, my son, I have known." He also becomes a people, and he also is great, and yet, his young brother is greater than he, and his seed is the fullness of the nations. And he blesses them in that day, saying, "By you does Israel bless," saying, "God set you as Ephraim and as Manasseh." And he sets Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel says to Joseph, "Behold, I am dying, and God has been with you, and has brought you back to the land of your fathers. And I have given to you one portion above your brothers, which I have taken out of the hand of the Amorite by my sword and by my bow." And Jacob calls to his sons and says, "Be gathered together, and I declare to you that which happens with you in the latter end of the days. Be assembled, and hear, sons of Jacob, and listen to your father Israel. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my power, and beginning of my strength, the abundance of exaltation, and the abundance of strength. Unstable as water, you are not abundant, for you have gone up your father's bed, then you have defiled it, he went up my couch. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Instruments of violence, their espousals. Into their secret, do not come, O my soul. Do not be united to their assembly, O my glory, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will eradicated a prince. Cursed is their anger, for it is fierce, and their wrath, for it is sharp. I divide them in Jacob, and I scatter them in Israel. Judah, your brothers praise you. Your hand is on the neck of your enemies, sons of your father bow themselves to you. A lion's whelp is Judah, for prey, my son, you have gone up, he has bent, he has crouched as a lion, and as a lioness, who causes him to arise? The scepter does not turn aside from Judah, and a lawgiver from between his feet, until his seed comes, and his is the obedience of peoples. Binding to the vine his donkey, and to the choice vine the colt of his donkey, he has washed in wine his clothing, and in the blood of grapes his covering. Red are eyes with wine, and white are teeth with milk. Zebulun dwells at a haven of the seas, and he is for a haven of ships, and his side is to Sidon. Issachar is a strong donkey, crouching between the two folds. And he sees rest, that it is good, and the land, that it is pleasant, and he inclines his shoulder to bear, and is a servant for tribute. Dan judges his people, as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan is a serpent by the way, a viper by the path, which is biting the horse's heels, and its rider falls backward. For your salvation I have waited, Yahweh. Gad, a troop assaults him, but he assaults last. Out of Asher his bread is fat, and he gives delicacies of a king. Naphtali is a doe sent away, who is giving beautiful young ones. Joseph is a fruitful son by a fountain, daughters step over the wall. And embitter him indeed, they have striven, indeed, archers hate him. And his bow abides in strength, and strengthened are the arms of his hands, by the hands of the mighty one of Jacob, from where is a shepherd, a son of Israel. By the God of your father who helps you, and the mighty one who blesses you, blessings of the heavens from above, blessings of the deep lying under, blessings of breasts and womb. Your father's blessings have been mighty, above the blessings of my progenitors, to the limit of the perpetual heights. They are for the head of Joseph, and for the crown of the one, separate from his brothers. Benjamin, a wolf tears, in the morning he eats prey, and at evening he apportions spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is that which their father has spoken to them, and he blesses them, each according to his blessing he has blessed them. And he commands them and says to them, I am being gathered to my people, bury me by my fathers, at the cave which is in the field of Ephron the Hittite. In the cave which is in the field of Machpelah, which is on the front of Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field from Ephron the Hittite for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham and his wife Sarah, there they buried Isaac and his wife Rebekah, and there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave which is in it, is from sons of Heth. And Jacob finishes commanding his sons, and gathers up his feet to the bed, and expires, and is gathered to his people. And Joseph falls on his father's face, and weeps over him, and kisses him. And Joseph commands his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalm Israel. And they fulfill for him 40 days, for so they fulfill the days of the embalmed, and the Egyptians weep for him 70 days. And the days of his weeping pass away, and Joseph speaks to the house of Pharaoh, saying, Now if I have found grace in your eyes, please speak in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father caused me to swear, saying, Behold, I am dying, in my burying place which I have prepared for myself in the land of Canaan, there you bury me, and now, please let me go up and bury my father, then I return. And Pharaoh says, Go up and bury your father, as he caused you to swear. And Joseph goes up to bury his father, and all the servants of Pharaoh go up with him, the elderly of his house, and all the elderly of the land of Egypt. And all the house of Joseph, and his brothers, and the house of his father, only their infants, and their flock, and their herd, have they left in the land of Goshen. And there go up with him both chariot and horsemen, and the camp is very great. And they come to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan, and they lament there, a lamentation great and very grievous, and he makes for his father a mourning 7 days. And the inhabitant of the land, the Canaanite, sees the mourning in the threshing floor of Atad and says, A grievous mourning is this to the Egyptians, therefore one has called its name, the mourning of the Egyptians, which is beyond the Jordan. And his sons do to him so as he commanded them. And his sons carry him away to the land of Canaan, and bury him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for a possession of a burying place, from Ephron the Hittite, on the front of Mamre. And Joseph turns back to Egypt, he and his brothers, and all who are going up with him to bury his father, after his burying his father. And the brothers of Joseph see that their father is dead, and say, Perhaps Joseph hates us, and certainly returns to us all the evil which we did with him. And they give a charge for Joseph, saying, Your father commanded before his death, saying. Today's reading from the New Testament, Matthew chapter 20 verse 31 to chapter 21 verse 18. And the multitude charged them that they might be silent, and they cried out the more, saying, Deal kindly with us, Lord, Son of David. And having stood, Jesus called them and said, What do you will that I may do to you? They say to him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. And having been moved with compassion, Jesus touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. And when they came near to Jerusalem, and came to Bethphage, to the Mount of Olives, then Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, Go on into the village in front of you, and immediately you will find a donkey bound, and a colt with her, having loosed, you bring to me. And if anyone may say anything to you, you will say that the Lord has need of them, and immediately he will send them. And all this came to pass, that it might be fulfilled that was spoken through the prophet, saying, Tell the daughter of Zion, Behold, your king comes to you, meek, and mounted on a donkey, and a colt, a foal of a beast of burden. And the disciples having gone and having done as Jesus commanded them, brought the donkey and the colt, and put on them their garments, and set him on them. And the very great multitude spread their own garments in the way, and others were cutting branches from the trees, and were strewing in the way. And the multitudes who were going before, and who were following, were crying, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, blessed is he who is coming in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest. And he having entered into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, This is Jesus the prophet, who is from Nazareth of Galilee. And Jesus entered into the temple of God, and cast forth all those selling and buying in the temple, and the tables of the money changers he overturned, and the seats of those selling the doves. And he says to them, It has been written, My house will be called a house of prayer, but you made it a den of robbers. And there came to him blind and lame men in the temple, and he healed them. And the chief priests and the scribes having seen the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple, and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, were much displeased. And they said to him, Do you hear what these say? And Jesus says to them, Yes, did you never read, that, out of the mouth of babies and sucklings you prepared praise? And having left them, he went forth out of the city to Bethany, and lodged there. And in the morning turning back to the city, he hungered. Today's reading from the Psalms, chapter 18 verse 15 to verse 21. And he sends his arrows and scatters them, and much lightning, and crushes them. And the streams of waters are seen, and foundations of the earth are revealed, from your rebuke, O Yahweh, from the breath of the wind of your anger. He sends from above, he takes me, he draws me out of many waters. He delivers me from my strong enemy, and from those hating me, for they have been stronger than I. They go before me in a day of my calamity, and Yahweh is for a support to me. And he brings me forth to a large place, he draws me out, because he delighted in me. Yahweh repays me, according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands, he returns to me. Today's reading from the Proverbs, chapter 3 verse 34 to verse 35. If he scorns the scorners, yet he gives grace to the humble. The wise inherit glory, and fools are bearing away shame.